What's up, everybody? How we doing tonight? Okay.
Wow.
I was wondering what you were doing.
That is not something you want to see when you pop up.
Well,
Yeah.
I say the same thing about myself with all my shows. Nobody wants to see this, so you know what? I have a webcam, so they can deal with it. Hopefully, everybody's doing well tonight. We have some very awesome guests. We'll start off first with the guy below me because I have a feeling the one next to me is going to take a minute. The one below me, you know him, you love him. It's none other than Big Rob from the Patrol. How are you doing tonight, brother?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. Yourself?
I'm doing well. I just came back, and the reason why we're a little late, folks, is obviously in the it took a little bit because we were hanging out in the back. But I got back late. I just took my in-laws to the airport. They're flying down to Florida, of all places, for a couple of days. So I just got back from that. So that was a nice long trip. But other than that, doing well. And we had Wild Bill.
Yes,
Now I'm sure.
my name is Enigma.
There it is. So Enigma, how are you today?
I am here.
It's good. Good to have you. Good to have you here.
Pleasant. Thank you for having me. The pleasure is mine and definitely yours.
Oh, 100%. 100%. And it was funny, folks. We, as most of you know who watch the show, backstage, we always like to hang out, talk, have some fun. And these two have an amazing background, have an absolutely amazing background. You've got Pennywise, you've got the Nun, you've got a bunch of different things. You've got a gremlin over here. You also have a bunch of others. You even said there's an Annabelle, an original Annabelle in the vicinity. You know, you guys just the paranormal, just boom right there. That just, you guys state the paranormal, and I freaking love it. And of course, Rob, I see, has the patrol, one of the patrol's shirts not only on but hanging up in the background. I see Para hanging off the sleeve, and he's got his light ready to go, ready for an investigation right below the Nun. And guys, it's great. It's absolutely great. Oh yeah, I got my at the end of the day shirt on too.
I've got me Global Ghost Hunt on that arm as well.
There you go. There you go. And then Devil's Reach. You know, I love that movie. Great freaking movie. Honestly, one of my favorite Rob Zombie movies, in my opinion. But that's just me.
Say the
So,
least, I can't stand horror.
you know what? It's funny. I'm not a fan of, like, to give you an idea. By the way, folks, we were talking about movies backstage too, so this is kind of just a continuation. Like The Conjuring, or even It. This It, not the Tim Curry one. We all agree that's just.
Yeah.
But even this one, I'm sitting there thinking, is Pennywise a demon? Poltergeist, just a really pissed off, intelligent, you know what? And I was trying to break it down, and I was doing the same thing with The Conjuring, and the entire time, the Wicked Queen, my wife, goes, "Will you shut up?" No, that's the thing. I can't do horror movies anymore because I just break them down. The investigator in me comes out, and I start investigating.
I've got so many horror movies on VHS, DVDs. I probably got. Last time I checked, I've got over 1,500 just horror.
Holy crap!
Yeah.
So,
and that don't include paranormal. I'm talking about horror.
Yeah.
Paranormal, for me, paranormal is not horror. For me, paranormal is paranormal.
Yeah.
So like The Conjuring and stuff, I don't put those in the horror classification. I put that in the paranormal classification.
Yeah, and honestly, we'll get back to that here in a second. But I want to ask. Just want to ask. So, Enigma, what is your favorite horror movie? We'll start off with that. Sure it.
Can I tell you the one that scares me the most?
Sure, why not, brother?
A lot of people don't even consider it a horror movie, and that's the movie Jaws.
You know, as a kid, absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, I used to be a scuba diver, and when that movie came out, I have never been back in the ocean since. Ever.
Have you ever seen Meg?
Yeah, but Jaws, the original Jaws.
Yeah.
was it. Because the reason why, let me explain the reason why. All these other horror movies, I mean, like The Exorcist, I put it like, okay, The Exorcist, when it came out, a lot of people consider that probably one of the scariest movies. And at the time it came out, yes, it was. It did kind of push the envelope a little bit. But the weekend it came out, me and a couple of my buddies, we camped out from Thursday night until Friday so that we could be first in line. We spent Friday night, we spent Thursday night, and then we went in on Friday night to catch the very first showing of the premiere of The Exorcist. And basically, we stayed in the theater until Monday morning.
Wow.
We saw every show that they had of The Exorcist that time. And it kind of it's kind of funny because when I heard it on the movie Beetlejuice, it kind of tickled me because I felt the same way. I've seen The Exorcist, so he said it how many times, and each time it gets funnier and funnier.
Yep.
The fact is, it was true. That hit home with me. It's like, yeah, now I go and I watch The Exorcist and I actually laugh at it. But I have not really found a horror movie though that really scares me. Now I've got some that makes me think, and a good one is It, the original It.
Tim Curry's version.
As far as one that actually scared me, it had to be Jaws. It really did.
I feel that, and I can actually share that feeling with you because I love the water. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I fish. I'm always in creeks, and even at the beach, I'll go.
But it's real.
But when I can't see the bottom, that's where I have a problem with. If I can't see what's underneath me,
to heck with the bottom. It's real, and what you see is not on the bottom; it's on top. When that big fin comes at you.
Oh, I know. That's why I'm just like.
And a lot of people, they don't realize. Like I said, I used to be a scuba diver, so a lot of people don't realize that shark attacks happen in less than 3 feet of water. They don't realize that, so I don't get back in the ocean. But anyway, that's probably my scariest horror movie. Now, my favorite would have to be the one that was made, and it's only because it was made the year I was born, and that's The Creature from the Black Lagoon back in 1954.
That is a good one. That is definitely a classic, and that's definitely a really good one. Really good one. I don't know if you guys seen it, and this isn't Creature from the Black Lagoon, but one that kind of makes me laugh every time I think about it. That movie, it's a little skit called Old Greg, and if you've watched Paralinks, I know Howard and I were on it for a while, but look up Old Greg on YouTube. It's a BBC skit. It is freaking hilarious. Freaking hilarious. You will get a good laugh. Rob, what about you, brother? We'll continue about this movie. What's your favorite?
Gotta be Freddy for me.
Freddy? You Freddy and Jason type of guy?
Yeah. When I was little, like obviously it was the in thing, the Dreamcatcher. It's like I knew the song off by heart, and used to scare the living crap out of me. But I've grown up since then. It's fine.
Do you still get skittish with it? Like if you see a remake like Freddy vs. Jason type stuff, does it still get to you at all, or?
No, because I didn't think they were any good. It was like I think when Jason X, they put him up in space, I was like, what is the point of all this? Just leave it to the originals. I've just come back from the cinema. We went and watched Insidious, The Red Door.
Okay, how was that?
Jumping quite a few places, actually. I went with little Rob, and he was jumping around like a bit of a pansy, but it was all right.
How is he doing?
Yeah, he's fine. He's just banged on the wall because I called him a pansy. So
it's better than being a tulip.
No, you're not wrong. For me, like I said earlier, horror movies, scary movies, stuff like that, it really don't interest me too much because I just go investigator mode. I start breaking stuff down. Tim Curry's original It, probably my absolute favorite. Just any role that Tim Curry plays for me is just, he goes all out.
Yeah.
He's one of the only actors that I've ever seen that goes 120%. And I will say though, This Pennywise, they actually have reports, and this is all true. Look it up. The children in the movie, when they were recording, afterwards, they had to have therapy.
Yeah.
This guy went above and beyond. I mean, comparison to Tim Curry, there is none. But as far as him playing Pennywise as a character, he did very, very well, and he's still doing very well.
Well,
But you have to say,
I think a lot of it really also too has more to do about his looks, because Tim Curry looked more like your typical clown.
yeah,
This Pennywise does not.
yeah, this is more demon,
More scary,
demon-esque.
more
Yeah,
demon looking. Right. I
Yeah.
think that's really kind of what kind of put things over the edge a little bit, was due to the looks.
well,
But
I
also, this one came out at the time that all those people in America were dressing up as clowns and terrorizing people, didn't it?
I was one of them. Got my mask right back there.
See, I think for me though, what really does it. I mean, if I got to pick a favorite, I mean, obviously Tim Curry. I'll keep saying it, but this Pennywise, as far as his
Looks.
portrayal of it, the look, the mannerisms, everything about it is just twisted. And when you have to send your co-stars to therapy, you're doing your job. Sorry, not sorry, but I mean, that was really good. I mean, it sucks for the kids. I feel bad for them, but at the same time, you kind of knew what you were getting yourself into. But anyway, I just want to say before we move on, my funniest though, the funniest one I've ever seen, House of Wax. My favorite
Yes.
part, when somebody gets a little very close shave, Paris Hilton, a little yeah. I cheered. Anyway, moving on. First of all, before we keep going, I do want to say hello to everybody in the audience, because no, Rob, you have your own show with Nando,
Yep.
and you guys do a great job. We're still trying to meet up. We're trying to get our
Yes,
schedules. And Enigma, I know you're everywhere. You're
Well, I
literally
used
everywhere.
to have a show about 5 years ago, and it had to do with the paranormal and stuff. But due to certain things, I dropped the show because I just don't partake in it. It's like what you were talking about last night of your show last night, the drama. There wasn't no ego stuff, because the only person I had to battle about ego was my own self, which, hey, I always lose that war, so it don't matter. But the drama having to do with who was presenting it for me, I dropped out. But now I've got everybody and their brother trying to get me to come onto their platform and to start it back up again. Because what it was well, some of the people out there might remember it even. It was called Rantings of a Madman. And it was put out by a group over in the UK, and known as HAPRC, Haunted Antique Paranormal Research Center.
Okay.
With Neil and them. But it was on that. But I had to drop them because jealousy and ego and drama. I left. I just couldn't do it.
Oh, that's why I shut down. That's why I shut down my team. My team.
But I was a member of. I've been a member of a couple of teams and stopped that because of the same reason. So now I just I go out by invitation now, when groups and they invite me out to go with them, or like they want me to wear my dog collar to come research and find out if there's, because like they might be having a presence there that's wanting to hang around and they can't get rid of it, and they'll invite me in to come in to do my work to try to escort the energy out, let's say.
I gotcha. Well, let's say hello to our audience, because as you guys know, I love doing that. And I don't know about you guys, but I froze on my end. I don't know why. I don't know what's going on with
Yeah,
mine.
you're froze. But,
cool. It'll catch up. But let's say hello to everybody. I saw CU2 came in. Okay, you gonna do something? There you go. They came in the room before the show started. I don't know what's going on with my computer today. It's great. First of all, love the name. Absolutely love the name. And I love that profile picture. That's cool. Welcome, welcome. I'm not even gonna butcher your name out of respect. Nadja, I would think. Anyway, welcome. Welcome. Ron from RRLC Paranormal, a little Canadian family up north. Welcome. Facebook user, always a pleasure to see you too. Vicky from Abyss Paranormals here. Those of you who don't know, Vicky and her team actually were on the Global Ghost Hunt as well in the May event and did a phenomenal job. Absolutely phenomenal job. Really learned a lot with those guys. There's Caden. He's actually a buddy of mine from here in my hometown. He's popping in to say hello. Apparently he got sunburnt. I don't know. We'll find out tomorrow. And AZ Pie, another returning. Welcome back. Welcome. They again were on the Global Ghost Hunt and they did a great job. And I believe AZ Pie and Vicky, and I think, yeah, you as well, Rob. You guys will be back for the October event. I can't wait. I really can't wait. So everyone, welcome to the show. Glad to have you here. Brothers, we kind of got on a tangent, but then again, hell, it's my show. It's what we do. But I want to start off by something that's been pretty mainstream recently. And we'll first talk about the actual event. Oh, I did pronounce it correctly, Nadja? Good. And I'm glad. Sorry. And Emmy PDX, what's up, Emmy? Much love to you. Let's talk about the UFO sightings. Let's first talk about that. There's been, we'll go in steps here. So first of all, why do you think there's been so many of them recently? It just seems like with the natural disasters, there's been a lot of them, a lot of UFO sightings, a lot of weird shit going on, to put it lightly. Why do you guys think that? Rob, we'll start with you, brother.
To be honest, I've always believed in UFOs anyway. And then there was all this conspiracy theories, which we'll let Enigma discuss because he loves a conspiracy. But yeah, all of a sudden, it's like you had that video of the guy that had the aliens in his back garden. It went on TikTok, it went crazy. And now, yeah, like you say, you're getting politicians coming out and saying that, yes, it's true that there are aliens. Let's be honest, we can't be the only people in this universe anyway.
Thank you.
We can't be the only one planet with living life form on it. So it'll be interesting to see as the months go on.
Well, I will say thank you for not saying it, the only intelligent, because I work with the public and I will tell you, we is not intelligent.
So do I. I'm security guard and none of them are intelligent on a Friday, Saturday night.
Fair play. I saw Victor from the Don Vic shows in the house. What's up, Victor? The Don of the paranormal, as I like to call him. Enigma, what about you, brother?
First off, hello, Mr. Don Vic. I've seen his show quite a few times too.
I love Victor.
And greetings, Don from Atlanta, Georgia, hot Atlanta.
It is.
And but anyways, what you were asking, the only reason why that they are finally opening up to it is because they can't conceal and hide it anymore. Because once the technology got to where it has now of cell phones, movie cameras on every phone, it's hard for them to hide it now. It's harder for them to try to, hello, Liz. Thank you, Matt. I don't have any comments up, so I can't see the comments at all.
You're good, guys. I got it.
But they can't hide it anymore because now there's too many people out there that can actually show it. I'm just waiting for Nessie to really be shown good now and stuff with all this technology.
Well, wasn't there recently supposedly a really good picture, an aerial drone that was supposed to be Nessie?
Was it Nessie or was it? I thought it was Champ.
No, there was a Nessie sighting. I
Was
believe.
there recent Nessie sighting? Was there?
It was like a week or two ago. Somebody was flying their drone over the lock, I believe.
It turned out to be logs apparently in the water, just bobbing.
They're
Okay.
always logs. I'm sorry. Just like the Megalodon we were talking about, Meg backstage. Or no, we were talking it live.
But
You find the Google Maps and it's like, oh no, that's a 60-foot shark. Well, no shit.
but as far as the UFOs are concerned, I mean, first off, I agree with Big Rob. I do agree that there are aliens out there, intelligent beings. Matter of fact, that even goes into the way I believe spiritually also has to do with UFOs, with aliens, or if you want to call them that, I call them gods because they come down here to Earth. That's what we would think they were because of me and my ancestry. That's what we believed in.
Mm-hmm.
And but as far as the government and Big Brother showing them now and everything, it's really because they can't hide it anymore because people are showing it too much now. And like the one from just a couple of weeks ago, they even tried to debunk and downplay that one where the one landed in the guy's backyard.
Yep.
And now that has now been proven. As a matter of fact, it was his security camera even caught, let's just say a creature.
Yeah.
Okay.
What was the term? Non-human biologics?
Right. And because it was kind of crouching and stuff, but it showed it. And I mean, a lot of the stuff I do in the paranormal, I tell people from the get-go, I am what you call a skeptic believer, which means I do believe in the energies and the different and there again, with me, paranormal does not stop with ghost.
Yeah.
The paranormal field consists of so many different things. And yes, I do believe in them all, but I'm a skeptic believer. And what that means is for somebody just to come up and say, oh, blah, 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 it's like, yeah, okay, sure. And I'll take it with a grain of salt because I'm one of these type people. Unless it comes up and slaps me in the face, it's going to be hard for me to believe. That's the reason why I do a lot of my research and stuff right here behind this screen. Well, these screens, I should say, a multitude of screens.
Yeah, I know the feeling.
I've got like 3 monitors right here. And I got 2 of them shut down because I don't want the light right now, because if I did, the light would be too much. But anyways,
that's fair.
I would plus also too, I don't feel like I have to Wikipedia anything right now. So, but
if you did, it would be the most intelligent show that I've ever had.
Well, I keep one, a lot of times when I do stuff, I'll keep one up live to just for doing, like if I need to prove something that I say, I can bring it up and tell the people where to go look.
Yeah.
And I can copy it and then paste it. But right now I don't feel like I need to do that. The people on here, probably enough of them, they already know me and they know that, hey,
if they watch my show,
I challenge people. I don't want you to believe what I say. I want you to listen to what I say, to wake you up, to make you go search for your own self to get the answer. Then if you can prove me wrong, come back and tell me. And maybe you can change my mind. But you would not believe how many people I've had come back and say, that old man was right. Because I do a lot. Like I said, I do a lot more than just speaking of energies of ghosts. I mean, I'm on a lot of demonology shows and stuff like that too. I do a lot of that different all sorts of stuff. My repertoire goes, I've got a library that I can get into to bring up, like you said earlier, subject, bring up a subject. I can probably discuss it. If I don't know, believe me, if I don't know nothing about it, I'll be the first one to tell you. I'm not going to BS my way through it because I don't want to be proved wrong.
Well, I look at it this way.
I do have a reputation to uphold.
See, me personally, as far as reputation, I just don't care. If you don't like me, go somewhere else.
Well, my reputation is that I always tell people I don't lie, I tell the truth. And that is my reputation, to tell the truth.
Yeah. And
so
you know what?
I'm not going to BS my way through something just to fill it in. I'll tell you real quick, I don't know.
Yeah, no, and I agree with you. And here's the thing, and I think Rob, you'll agree with this too. You know, I have a challenge going for let's see, 17 years now. That if somebody can show me actual proof that the paranormal doesn't exist, I'll stop.
Yep.
I can sit here and tell you that every spirit is purple, minus ignore this guy, but every spirit is purple. Can you prove me wrong? Absolutely not. Can you prove me right? Absolutely not. Why? Because it's mine. It's my theory. That's what I love about this field. It's theory. And I also agree that paranormal, the term, isn't just spirits, entities, whatever you want to call them. It's anything that is outside of normality. Break it down. Paranormal. Anything that is not normal. That's why I say
I mean,
I'm paranormal. Yeah, that's why I'm paranormal. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I have to agree with Rob, as far as the UFOs. Have I ever seen one? I've seen some shit that I can't explain in the sky. But to me, there are billions and billions of galaxies that we know of, that we just know of. How arrogant and egotistical is it for us to say that we are the only intelligent life and that we are the most intelligent?
Yeah.
To me, I think we're
I
more
think
the
we're on
back.
the lower scale.
I think we're the backwoods
I
redneck.
think we're the dumber of.
Yeah, we're the backwoods redneck, like banjo playing, like that's us. That is us.
Reader.
but no, I actually I actually have been researching a theory, and the one I've been researching is the Men in Black theory out there, and I want to get your guys' thoughts to where they're literally among us, that they are living their lives, they are doing whatever they're doing, they're researching whatever among us, and we have no idea. We have no idea. They're literally right here on Earth with us, around us. They've got protection from somebody, Big Brother, as Enigma said it. So, what are your guys' thoughts on that one?
It's possible. You can't say never. Who's to say that the Earth is actually made for us and that we haven't come to this planet and it's somebody else's and we've taken it over?
So, kind of like the Stargate theory?
Yeah.
Going with that? Yeah. I can see that. Enigma, what about you?
The Men in Black.
Oh, I
It's
believe
easy.
they're real.
They do exist.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to say I think they exist. I will say they do exist. And they're not just humans.
So you're saying, well, I guess, yeah. I guess in the Men in Black movies, they did have some non-human biologics, we'll call them. I like that, by the way. That's a great term. So kudos to whoever coined that one. David Grush, I believe, said it. But anyway, they did have those in the Men in Black movies. So I guess maybe we could start saying that the movies Men in Black is more of a nonfiction. It's a documentary.
A lot of people do not realize these older movies, if they'll go back and look at them, there's a touch of truth in a lot of them that people don't realize until later on. And they go, they showed that. And I just thought it was crazy, but it's real. One of the biggest ones that conspiracy things that I love, The Simpsons.
Yes.
Yes.
They have had so many things on there that people just laughed at and hoo-hawed about. But now later on, it comes up that it's real. It's actually happening. But the Men in Black, it's not. How can I put this? It's an organization, but I guess probably the best way, it's an intergalactic organization.
Okay.
Because it's not just here on Earth, but now it kind of the government used it because they didn't want the common man to really know what was going on. They used the excuse that they were afraid that if the common man knew it, that they would basically freak out. And but I think they're seeing now though that the common human being would not freak out because of all the stuff that is going on now. Because with the UFOs that are being seen, how they're like the Tic Tac was actually shown by the military, by those fighter pilots.
Yeah.
USOs opposed to UFOs out there around Cornet Island, out off the coast of over there on Pacific, over by the islands over there, Cornet Island and all that, where the Navy is, and the SEALs and all that. They have actually had problems over there with lights under the water and stuff.
Oddly
And
enough, I was actually.
I've always been a firm believer that they have been here forever, but their bases, like, it was like over here, like the Marianas Trench, things like that, places that we can't go.
Oddly, odd that you say about Coronado, California, which, by the way, for those who don't know, Coronado is just outside of San Diego. It's literally just across a bridge. I was actually stationed in Coronado at Amphibious Construction Battalion 1, ACB 1.
Yeah, well, there's a few islands out there. It's a few different islands out there.
Yep, they do have. It's kind of cool to see too. But Coronado main island is the naval base. That they have that the air base there. But there are islands out there. And what was funny was we see boats and steamship. We see everybody, all the shipping freights and everything come in on the one side, but never towards those islands. Those islands that, now that I'm thinking about it, nobody's ever over there. You weren't allowed to go out there. It was kind of protected.
Yeah, now you got that one island over there where the Navy SEALs train.
Yep, that's NAB. That's North Island.
No, that's right. That's North Island, and that
Coronado.
The government has always kind of put sort of like a screen around that area, saying you can't come in that area. But I believe it's more due to something else.
Well, they have different bases out there. So, little geography for everybody. So you have San Diego, you go across the Coronado Bridge, and then there's Coronado Main Island, which is very public, which, by the way, has a really good haunting at the Hotel del Coronado. Kate Morgan, look that up. That is a really good read. And I've actually seen Kate Morgan. But anyway, just south of that is two amphibious bases. There is NAB, which is the one I was on. And then there's the SEAL base. The SEAL base is literally right across the street, like the highway. They would run all through Coronado and everything like that. It's really cool. We used to tease them, by the way, all the time. Little side, we'd have like McDonald's and stuff right there while they were going through Hell Week, and we'd just be sitting there eating McDonald's as they'd go by and be like, just. But no, they do have a couple of restricted areas. But what's interesting is they're restricted, but in public view. So what I kind of am thinking, and this goes with Nadja's comment. I think what's happening is we get desanitized desanitized. We get I can't think of the word, but anyway, we get so used to these fakes. We get so used to the conspiracy. We get so used to all of this that just like in the paranormal field and what we do, we don't know what's real and what's not. So I think what's happening is when we have actual proof, like these raw footage from the pilots, from warships, from people, we're so used to it being it's fake. Yeah. Now, what I find interesting, and like I said backstage, they shut me down. I've got plenty of others. Go for it. I'll just restart a new one. But anyway, what I find interesting is there's always something major going on. There's something like what's going on right now with these UFOs and these whistleblowers, but there's something behind the scenes. It's misdirection. We're being misdirected, and I don't think right now it's on just the U.S. level. I think it's global level. There's something going on that we as the public are being hidden. We're being look shiny. We're being shown something very shiny. UFOs. That's been pretty mainstream recently. And even the paranormal is starting to come out. And I'm hoping that Global Ghost Hunt had something to do about it. Parapost, Paralinks. What we're doing is making that a little more welcoming. But we're being shown something very shiny. So what scares me is what aren't we being seen? What aren't we being shown?
Being
Like-
sidetracked from the main thing.
Exactly. So that to me is why I don't trust media. I don't trust news. I don't. I watch all of them.
But the problem is, what might be going on in the background might not be even have nothing to do with UFOs.
That's what I'm
It
saying.
might be having to do with something else completely different.
Exactly.
And because right now there's a lot of stuff going on that I put it like this: there could be a drastic change in the world powers.
Yeah.
I'll just put it like that.
A new world order.
No. I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about how certain countries were once upon a time your large world power will no longer be your large world power.
I mean, if you think about it that way, that makes sense. I mean, look at Ukraine.
Yeah.
Ukraine
What
was
just happened over in the Middle East?
Yeah.
That the U.S. dollar is not the monetary system anymore.
Mm-mm.
It's the Chinese. God, what's it called? But it's the Chinese money now.
The yen.
It's not the yen. No, it's not the yen. It's called something else. But
Hmm.
anyways, they have adopted it. The trade is not going to be with U.S. dollars anymore. So the U.S. dollars is going to take a plunge. And when it does so, that's also going to knock the U.S. out of being a world power. But that's a whole different ballgame right there. Like I said, I can go off on.
So one of the biggest conspiracies at the moment that's being portrayed in the UK is about the moon landing. Did it happen? Did it
Nope.
not happen?
Did not happen.
That's interesting. I was actually going to ask if there was anything going on over in the UK. Because those of you who don't know, Big Rob is out of the UK. But what's interesting?
He's got a strange American accent. That's all it is.
Right? He's from the Midwest. We just
Yeah, Midwest. That's it. Kansas.
You know what's funny is, and again, tangent, but welcome to the show. That's what we do here, and it's just a little tangent here and there. But I don't know, Enema, if you do it. I know up here in Pennsylvania we do. If something is like off or they're from the Midwest. They're their own breed. They're fine.
That's California.
They are their own breed. But no, so the moon landing, that's kind of interesting that, the UK is talking about that and the US is all about the UFOs.
Well, I will say the first moon landing did not happen. As a matter of fact, Spielberg will even tell you that, because he was one of the main ones that had to do with the original moon landing.
Well, that makes sense in a lot of his movies.
But there's a lot of stuff that was showed to us that can be debunked.
Yeah.
Now, the second one, that was the one where the astronauts were told never to come back again. And we have not been back to the moon again since then.
Oddly enough, we just had this conversation at work, saying that, like, we were talking about conspiracies, we were talking about the paranormal, we were talking about UFOs and whatnot. And one of the guys said something about us traveling to the moon. And I said, you know what? Here's the problem with this whole, speaking of trouble, right back at you, brother. Long time no see. Mister.
24 hours.
Yeah, basically. Actually, I just saw him on Greg Koss and Reggie's show. He was just on there doing an SB7 battle.
Yeah, he was getting some really weird answers as well through that SB7.
Mm-hmm. But to me, it's funny because they say, the government says, we don't have the technology to go to the moon. Bullshit. Because we went to the moon.
Well, they said we lost it.
Yeah.
They said we lost the technology.
Still bullshit to me, because we went to the moon.
Baffling with brilliance, baffling with bullshit.
Yeah. We went to the moon, or apparently went to the moon, whichever one you want to believe, whatever.
Twice.
Yeah. only less than 100 years after the Wright brothers. We've advanced a lot since then. I mean, I just literally dropped my in-laws off at the airport. I guarantee you they weren't flying in, like the Wright brothers. They had a lot better equipment. So to me, that's bull. We have the technology, but here again, we're being lied to.
Yeah.
So I don't know. To me, it's just I don't know if I believe that we're not supposed to go to the moon,
Well,
or if we're
now,
not ready to go back to the moon.
no, what it is we're not supposed to, because first off, come first. Even NASA agreed on this one. The moon is not a planet. It is not a rock. It is not solid. Because back a few years ago, there was that time that NASA even admitted to it, that an asteroid hit and it rang. The planet rang for over 30 minutes.
Yep.
A metallic bell sound. A planet can't do that. A piece of rock cannot do that. Also,
Typically.
too, here's a question I want people to ponder. Okay. I'm not even going to get into the flat Earth theory and stuff like that.
Oh,
But let's go with that. We're going around the sun and we're spinning.
mhm.
The moon is going around us and it's spinning. Why is it that all over the earth we have never seen but only one side of the moon? No matter where you're at, you only see just one side of the moon. You have never seen what is on the dark side. It always stays away. So that means that the moon is actually not spinning. It's just going around the planet, around Earth. But yet there has been pictures showed of buildings on the dark side of the moon. The second time that we landed on the moon, it was stated, okay, now, oh God, there's so much to this. So much that I even learned when I was in my little organization that I was in, that I got to read about. And like this before the second time that we went up there, the Russians went up there, if everybody remembers, but yet didn't come back. That was where the cosmonauts, where they lost the 2 cosmonauts up there. And then yet when we went back up the second time, rumors had it that the astronauts found them with their helmets broken, smashed in and stuff. And that is when also too that it was said that we were approached and said for us to never come back again. And it's just, there's a lot of things like one of my favorite phrases that I always like to do, things that make you go, because there's some things that I have actually read that make you go, even more. Some of it, if I was to say, it probably would have your show shut down real quick. I've gotten into some stuff before on conspiracy stuff, on some of the conspiracy feeds I've been on. And within minutes of me saying certain things, the show was cut off of Facebook and also YouTube altogether. And one of them did have to do about the moon. So I would just tread lightly on that one. But let's just say there has been proof that we have not been the only intelligent life form to set foot on that dusty satellite. And I'm going to use that term, satellite.
To quote Star Wars, that's no moon, that's a space station.
Yeah,
that's a star. It is. I'm a firm believer. It's a space station. It is. It really is.
Oh, there I go.
And and then like just recently, I don't know if you heard, but they actually found out that they have actually found traces of water on the moon.
Yep. I heard about that.
Within the last month, they finally opened up and said that they have found traces of water on the moon.
And then there was what was another? There was another one saying that the Mars program, the Mars lander, and all that stuff never actually went. It's actually up in northern Canada. I saw a TikTok about that, and they were showing pictures of Google Earth, and they were showing exact, like, matching it up, the Mars lander, what was sent to us, and what's on Google Earth. It's just matching up. I saw that. I was like,
Like I said, dazzling with brilliance, baffling with BS. I mean, common man wants. I mean, the sheeple want to believe what Big Brother tells them. I'm trying to break that thought chain. I'm trying to get people to go out and go against the norm. Don't be a sheeple. Go out and research this. Dig deep. It might, dig deep. You don't have to go to the dark web to find it. You can find it on the regular web, but just do your research, do your due diligence, and just don't believe everything that you're told. Take it with a grain of salt. Even things I say, take it, believe it if you want to. If not, at least maybe I can get you to open your eyes.
Yeah.
To go out and check it out to see if I'm right or wrong, And please, if I'm wrong, please come tell me, because I don't like being wrong. I'd rather be right. So But
I'm always wrong. That's why I got married.
Well, my wife's right in there. I'm not going to say nothing.
See, that's who you need to be afraid of. It's not Big Brother. It's the wife.
That's who I respect more than anybody's my wife. It really is.
I know there's some people still waiting for the Wicked Queen and I to have a little pay-per-view match to where she knocks the shit out of me.
That'd be good. That'd be that'd be better than WWE.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she'd be hitting me and I'd be giggling the entire time.
Or running.
Oh, here we go. We froze up again. Hold on.
No, you're good. You're moving.
Oh,
you're about
am I
30
moving?
miles an hour, but you're moving. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
there we
you're
go.
back.
Anyway, so we're going to take a moment. We're going to take a quick commercial break, guys. So don't go anywhere, because when we come back, we're going to talk about another theory that I personally love, and that's the connection between aliens and the spirits. So don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be right back after we play these two really quick videos. I see Rob and I were loving
Oh, just
it.
the old banjo going.
It gets me every time. I freaking love it. And I know Liz loves it too. I love Liz.
Well, I didn't know I could be seen while that was going on. Otherwise,
You can be seen.
I'd have been buck dancing over here. I didn't know that.
Oh, I was in my chair. I'm not afraid. I'm just
That's
why
the kind of music I was raised on. Was that kind of music?
You know,
I am a hillbilly.
There ain't nothing wrong with that. See, redneck here, you're proud to be a redneck.
Well,
And
I'm from.
I am.
Well, I'm from the Smokies.
Oh, you're in the good part. You're from the good part.
Well, actually, I'm from the reservation.
Really? Ooh. Well, before we continue, folks, I want to give a couple of shout outs like I always love to do. Because just like with the shows, the audience makes the shows, and so do the guests, but so do the supporters and the people behind the scenes. Huge shout out, obviously. We mentioned him before. He's actually, I think he's still in the chat, and that's my brother Brian John Laverty over there at Parapost and Parapost.net, Parapost Network Central, and everywhere else he's at. He's got a huge resume. But huge shout out to them. If you guys haven't heard about Parapost, welcome to the show. Seriously, guys, sign up today. It's completely free. Think of it as a paranormal Facebook, zero drama. You can share ideas, network with people like how we're doing right now, get some new equipment with Relatively Paranormal's shop. Really great piece of equipment. You saw the video for the Global Ghost Hunt. That is Brian's brainchild that I'm proud to be a part of with my other amazing admin staff. Rob's was a part of the May event. He's going to be in the October one. He will tell you and attest to this. Global Ghost Hunt, guys, if you have a team or if you're solo or you have a location, sign up. It is definitely worth it. It is a lot of fun. It is exciting. And why not? Showcase yourself. Be proud of who you are. Showcase your location. Showcase your team, yourself. Be a part of the celebration as we honor teams and locations from not just here in the U.S., but all over the world. And like I said, you will not regret it. Another video you saw, Beer Fest, our brother Howard Petrie, love him, and Chrissy, the Listen Queen. They're putting on Beer Fest. It is going to be amazing, guys. It's going to be a lot of fun. There's a lot of really good guest speakers. There's live music, vendors, sponsors, a lot of great people going to be there. And it's in New Orleans. I mean, come on. Everybody knows New Orleans, Party City, a beautiful area, beautiful history. Keep going. You have to go. Go get your tickets today. Sign up. And a huge thank you to Paralinks for everything they do in this field, just like Parapost. You can find this show and many other amazing shows on either platforms. Go check them out. Either Parapost Network Central, Paralinks 1, 2, 3 Plus. We're on Plus right now. Go check them out. Go check them out. And yes, we do. And Scott, Mr. Fedora, there he is. He is also working on Ghost of Christmas Present. If you don't know what that is, go check it out on Facebook. It is a hell of a fundraiser, hell of a thing to do. And again, all of these are for the community. It's all for the community, and it's all positivity, which is what this field needs. So go check it out. And Fedora, welcome, brother. Welcome. So anyway, guys, we're gonna continue on with this conversation. And there's a theory out there that's kind of interesting. And the more that we are getting exposed to this UFO, alien, non-human biologics, all this stuff, it's making me wonder, spirits, are they technically alien? Are we just seeing images of our past? Are the spirits themselves alien? Are the aliens from another verse, another multiverse? You know, what can we make a connection? Let's start with that. Can we make a connection between non-human biologics and the spirits? And Nemo, we'll start with you, brother.
No.
That's fair.
Aliens are aliens. Energies are energies.
Oh, that's a good one.
You know, and whether do they come from a different dimension, that's like saying Sasquatch is from a different dimension. I think Sasquatch is from Middle Earth.
So
I believe in Middle Earth, and I think some of these entities that, and I call them entities, using the term loosely, but like Sasquatch, the lizard man, things like that. They are from an inner earth
Okay.
coming to this because in our beliefs, there was a group of Native Americans, and I use that term loosely, I hate it, indigenous, whatever you want to call it. I call them humans. They were called the Anasazis. They were out west and they were here, and then all of a sudden they were here one day, the next they were gone. And when they went to go investigate about them, they noticed that they had these places called kivas, which were these pits in the ground, and in them where they would have ceremonies and stuff. And in the middle of these kivas were holes, and they were basically bottomless holes. Not very big, but bottomless. But it was, according to ancestry, that they went back because where they came from Middle Earth due to the tyranny and stuff that was going on down there. So they came to the top side. Then after staying here for so many years, and especially the expansion of the white man coming over, bringing diseases and lies and distrust and raping and pillaging and all that other kind of good stuff, they decided that where they came from was much better than where they are now. So they went back. So the Anasazis went back to the Middle Earth. And and if you check, you will find out that the cave systems under us, under the surface of this planet, connects globally, all over. And there is, actually, it's already been proven that there is an underground water system that is bigger than all of our oceans put together. And that it has its own internal light system. And you can find that by, just checking, going to caves with the luminescent animals that are in there. That if you turn your lights off, all of a sudden they start glowing and now you see again. But there's just so much. And then I think it's over in Japan, they found that cave.
Yep.
Where there's a complete ecosystem underground with trees, plant life, where people said, without the sun, this could never happen. It's happening there. Do they have something there that we don't have? No. It's just that the people believe what they've been told. They don't go out and find it. So as far as, do I think there's a connection between aliens and spirits? No. Spirits, to me, is an energy. And all living matter is an energy, because what we have right here, this physical body, this is just a means of transportation, a means to be able to do stuff, to physically be able to do stuff that as in an energy form, we could not do it. But I believe that, like, when we pass, our energies leave our bodies. Now, do they go somewhere else? Do they stay here? That's the question, and I'm waiting to find out. I'm really looking forward to that, to find that answer out. And if I stay here, I've already got a list of people who I'm going to visit.
Oh, so do I.
Whether it's good or bad, I don't know, but I've got a list. But if we travel back, but it's also, rumors have it, that when we leave this body, we go back to the ancestral planet of whence we originally came from, which is not Earth. But there again, it wouldn't kind of hold true, because, like I tell people, the human race, which that's another thing besides y'all that scares me more than anything, is the human race.
Oh, I say that all the time.
But,
Living scares the hell out of me.
But I tell people, the human race, what we are and was, we were a science fair experiment for a little alien child that after the science fair, he has now brought us back home and put us on his bookshelf. And now we sit there. We are basically like an ant farm for an intelligent, a higher intelligent being. And, that's just, and I kind of also go on that deal like, who knows? There might be another planet underneath my fingernail, another whole existence, going back to Men in Black.
I tell you what, if I have another planet or universe living on me somewhere, I feel sorry for him. That's all I gotta say.
But that's how I feel about the aliens. And are they linked? Aliens and the spirits? No, spirits. I mean, spirits are spirits. Aliens are aliens to me. That's that to me. Now,
Fair
if you want
point.
to call alien, now if you want to call Bigfoot an alien, okay, fine, he's an alien because he's strange to us. But still,
It ain't normal.
But yeah, he's not a ghost. He's not a spirit. So So
No, that's fair. Rob, what about you, brother?
I'm going to have to agree, because if we're saying that aliens and spirits are one, then that means we're aliens. Because if we're passing, then we're becoming an alien, aren't we? If you're saying a spirit and an alien is one, then we must be aliens. So I have to agree with Enigma.
Yeah,
look, y'all can call me Wild Bill. Everybody knows who I am. Go ahead and do that.
Yeah, for those of you, surprise. Anyway,
Wild Bill, hey.
no, I have to agree. I absolutely have to agree. I think just like in a lot of things, well, not just paranormal based, there's different clarifications. There's different categories of different things that just aren't considered normal to us. And aliens, they're aliens. They're non-human biologic. I'm going to keep using that. That's fucking awesome. But non-human biologics, they are another sort of being. They are a physical being, or even maybe there's an energy being, but they are something that is not normal to us. Spirits, I agree with Bill on this one. I believe that if there's a theory, again, and by the way, folks, if you love theory, get in the paranormal field. There's plenty of it.
Yeah.
I believe that we have a choice. It's not as cut and dry as what we've been told. It's not you go to A or you go to B. You get that choice. You get a choice in the matter.
myself.
It's not how you get from A to Z. It's the trip in between, right? But I just, like you, I have a list. I've got a list, and Mr. Brian Laverty, he's on that list too. But no, I think we have a choice. What number is he for you? I think he's 17 for me. Hold on, let me check.
And so far for me, it's been a strange and exciting trip.
Yeah, and that is the ultimate question. That is the ultimate question. Like, everybody always says, is there life after death? That's what we've grown up asking, and we've been told to ask, is there life after death? To me, that's the dumbest question I've ever heard, because otherwise, who are we talking to in this field?
Well, energy is life. Energy is life, and energy cannot be killed. So yes, there is life after death. The only death is this physical body. That's it.
Yeah.
And also, is Don Vick still on?
I don't know. Vic, are you still in the room, brother? I hope so.
I just remembered something. Don does not know me by this name.
No.
Don knows me as Wild Bill, and so far nobody until just now nobody used my name. So he's probably sitting there going, "Who the hell is he?"
He might actually be over at Anthony's show, because I think the Wraith Prince
So
is
Don,
live.
if you're still around, Don, yeah, this is Wild Bill. I'm sorry.
Now, Fedora is saying he wonders if the true psychic community, notice he said true psychic community, were to try and focus on different worlds, they could bring back information on what's out there. I mean, that's a possibility. It's a possibility.
Yeah.
Dan's continuing with the Middle Earth Center, Journey to Center Earth. Great movie.
It's been done. Commander Bird did it.
And that honestly makes me wonder about the borehole. the borehole in Russia, more specifically. There's for those of you who don't
That's the
know,
one that supposedly goes to hell.
yes. So here's the thing though. It's what 2 miles, just over 2 miles deep. They stopped drilling.
I'm not sure.
It's quite a bit. It's quite a bit down,
I know they
and
hear a lot of screaming and souls wailing and stuff like that, but there again, that can be debunked with the movement of the earth, magma, and stuff like that. So unless I can go down there and actually see them, nah.
but that would make sense though if there is a Middle Earth, if there is another society.
I mean, they could have bored down to it, yes. Now that
But
I'll go for, but going to hell,
Nah, I don't believe that.
I believe we're on hell. I believe we're in hell now. So hey,
we could have another show about this. Folks, there might be a part 2.
Now, see, on that one, I can then put on my dog collar, and I will come back in the clergy aspect of it.
Well,
because you remember, because I am an ordained priest, so
likewise.
I can
Believe it
also.
or not, my
I mean,
dumbasses.
did you go through seminary though, and study theology and all that? I did.
I study theology, but only as a hobby.
Like I don't. I actually went through the classes.
I've been wanting to be honest with you.
No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't.
I do.
No, you don't.
Actually,
no, you don't. You really don't. Trust me.
I do. I do. One of the main reasons is because the Wicked Queen would make a wonderful preacher's wife. She would do fuck all with the church. It would be great.
Well, you got to remember, theology is basically centered around the Christianity belief, and the Christian belief is one of the newest religions out there, other than the new Wicca belief, which was in 1930s. That is the actually newest one.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to have a part 2.
And I'll start bringing out my books on that then.
This is gonna be fun. But no, and what's interesting to me is this, going back to this borehole, these sounds and noises. I mean, yeah, it could easily be air movement, plate tectonic movement. It could be a number of things. 2 miles is a long way down. But let's look at it at face value. If it really was screaming, yelling, different things, it makes sense. There could be a society. I mean, look at our society. You go anywhere. You go to Brooklyn. You'll hear the same thing: yelling, screaming, gunshots.
The next door neighbor here, the wife yelling into my husband, right? For
look at
some girl. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Look at Howard. Look at Howard and Jackie. You always hear Howard yelling, Jackie. It's great. By the way, it's funny as hell.
Get back into bed because she's sick.
Mm-hmm. Staring into the floor with the mop. I love it. But no, I mean, that makes sense. And it also brings up an interesting point about the ice wall in Antarctica. I don't know if you guys have heard about that one. Rob?
No. I might have heard about it in a different way.
So apparently, and this kind of mimics flat Earth. So apparently the Great Ice Wall that is down in Antarctica is actually a barrier that we cannot cross because it goes to a different area. It goes to like a Middle Earth. There's another society of people who are smarter than us who are actually in control. It goes pretty deep. Like, it's, as far as the theory is, it's very deep. Those individuals who are running this society control what happens here on Earth, as we know. Government, stock market, weather, everything. They control literally the entire world. That is the brain center of the Earth, apparently. I don't know.
Basically, unless if you're military or approved scientist, you cannot even get on Antarctica.
Well, and that's the other thing.
The common person cannot step foot on Antarctica.
Well, apparently, there was a U.S. pilot that took off of one of the ships, one of the carriers, and him and his squadron flew into this opening near this ice wall.
Admiral Byrd did that too.
It might have been Byrd. But apparently,
went down the hole.
Yeah, and he found a different society, landed, spoke with these individuals, and was basically told, "Don't come back."
Well, there was also captain. There was also a captain that went down and was never able to cut with his men, and were never able to come back because they wouldn't let them come back because they didn't want the topsiders to know that they existed. And that was from a hole that was in the Arctic Circle, because you have a matching hole in the Arctic Circle and in the Antarctic Circle. It's a big, if you go by Google Earth and you go over it, you'll see this big ice cap. But in the center of it, you're going to see this big black hole. And you'll see it on both of them. Antarctica, both of them. And supposedly that is the big main openings that goes to Middle Earth.
So here's a question for you both then. And it kind of ties in everything we've been discussing. Rob, we'll start with you on this one. So let's just say, with all of this going on with the UFOs, the moon landing over in the UK, all these whistleblowers, the technology we have now for recording, what do you think would happen if the governments, we'll even say NATO, say all of NATO, come out and say, you know what, guys, this is what we have. Publicly show everybody. What do you think would happen?
Ooh, that's a good question. I
I
think
get a couple. That goldfish had a little bubble. So
I think there'd be it would be two groups. You'd have all the ones that would be like, told you so. You know, we've been saying this for years. This is true. You've shut us down. And then you'd have those that would just go into complete panic. And like, you know, I reckon the stocks will crash and all that lot, and there'd be like major panic for a while. But at the end of the day, you know, it's one of them things. I honestly believe that we are not alone, and I believe that they live with us anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Bill, what about you, brother? What do you think? What would the repercussions be?
Well, with me, to be honest, I have to disagree with Rob on the deal about the panic, because I got a feeling that the people out there would be more accepting to it than what everybody thinks. Because I think what it would be that the people would go, yeah, I knew you were lying to us. Y'all, I knew y'all had been keeping us in the dark on all of this. I knew we couldn't be the only ones around. And at that point, who knows? It could go one of two ways on that. I'm not going to say people going scared and all that, but then about us knowing it now at that point, since we now know it, now the other side knows that we know about them. So what kind of problems is that going to cause? Would there be a so-called, war of the worlds? Because, I mean, you've got to remember, I mean, we are dealing with the human race, the only animal that will kill just for the hell of it.
Yeah.
They don't have to have a reason to kill. They'll go out and go, oh, look, we got aliens. I want one of them for my wall, And at that point, when you do that, of course, they're going to fight back. It's called, it's called defend yourself.
Yeah.
And with their technology, it would just be like us picking up a fly swatter, killing a fly.
Independence Day, wasn't it?
More or less. Yeah. Again, let's go back to the movies. There's a lot more, like we were talking about before the show. There's a lot more truth in these movies that people want to admit to until years later when they look back at them and go, that was in that movie, but God, it was right.
Yeah.
It was right.
So
because that is one of the scares going on right now. I have read about with all this new discovery and seeing the UFOs and it being more plentiful now and everything, that it is an accumulation of a possible mass attack of extraterrestrials coming to this earth and taking over the humans. If that is true, maybe Big Brother should let us know what is going on so that at that point we would be more ready.
So let me ask this. This brings up another question then. Do you think, because let's be honest, Hollywood has its own politics. We all know this. And if you don't believe me on that, ask Brian. But Hollywood has its own politics, which has government ties. So the question there, do you think they're coming out with these movies to basically do what Dan's saying, making us numb, getting us ready, getting us used to it? They're not for entertainment. Movies like Independence Day, Men in Black, all these other ones. What if they're just preparing us?
I'm going to say not to make us numb, but to I appreciate the preparing us better than making us numb. Because now some people it might, but when I see it, it don't make me numb. It makes me think more. It makes me more alive to research it to try to find out. How close is this to really what is it?
You're military just like me, brother. Common sense is not common.
But
We'll just say that.
No common sense. Nobody had. A lot of it now is book learning, and it can't do nothing for you, to be honest.
Hey, if there's no pictures, coloring section, or pop up, I'm not interested. Just saying.
But the thing is, though, I think they might actually be trying to open our eyes a little bit to it, to where the government is trying to hide it, and they're trying to maybe make us realize that there could be something else out there. Trying to get us there again, trying to get us to think. But there again, talk Hollywood. I don't even want to talk that at all. Because, like you said, what can I say?
Put your eye in
it. What can I say?
It's just a pretty pyramid, guys.
And I'm not talking NWO either. I'm talking about the other.
Yep. Nope. I know. Rob, what about you? What are your thoughts? Do you think Hollywood is giving us tidbits to get us ready?
I think they've been doing it for years. You go back to the original Star Wars, as you say earlier.
Go back further. Day the Earth stood still.
Yeah. I'm not that old. How old do you think I am? I'm only a baby.
I'm 1,000.
When
God said, "Let there be light," I flipped the switch.
He said, "Turn the fucking light off. It's bright."
Yeah, I think it's been going for you look at hi Nikki. You look at Star Trek, for example, and how they say it all happened there from first contact. It's a very well shame if they first met William Shatner. I'd feel sorry for him. But other than that,
I've heard stories about him. I heard
if they met William Shatner first, they'd mark planet Earth off the map and just say, let's bypass them.
When Mars attacks, that's what it'll turn into.
Yeah, William Shatner. Oh well. Anyways,
so here's the thing. There you go, Orson Welles.
Orson Welles, right?
Yeah. I think that, me personally, if it would come out that there's aliens among us, there's non-human biologics, I love it. That's gonna be merchandise. Anyway, if they come out and say, look, we have proof, here is the proof, and I'm not talking just the US, I'm talking NATO. If everybody, if the world came out and said, listen, we have the technology, we have the pilots, these non-human biologics, they are real, they are among us, we've been dealing with them for years now,
they've been here,
they've been living among you, and let's just say, best case scenario, you have to live with them. They've already been here. They're just free. They're just free to be themselves. They can take off the mask, the attire. They can be them.
Yeah.
Two things are going to happen. Number one, there's going to be the chaos. There are going to be people. I believe it, because I believe it's going to be just like when segregation happened.
You're going to have a few ignorant that yes, maybe.
I'm saying there's going to be those naysayers. There's going to be just like when segregation, when that got cut. There's going to be those people who are just straight up, no, they are not allowed. This is us.
Yeah, like I said, you're dealing with the human race, okay?
Exactly. And then there's going to be folks like us who are like, fucking knew it. And we're going to want to learn. I think it's going to be a split. But as far as globally, how would that affect it? That's going to be, to me, that is going to be the next big civil war.
It really depends on how the humans take it.
I think it'll be another world war, but it's not going to be. I really do.
It really depends on if the humans accept them or not. If not, and if the humans do, if the human race does what it normally is known to do, yes, I'll agree with you, Matt. It will happen.
Yeah.
But if the human race finally comes to its senses and goes, we got to live with them. We got to live, but the problem is, though, we can do what has been keeping this world torn apart anyway has been the governing factions. They're the one. They're the one that, because like over here in the United States, racism was getting very good. You didn't have that much. People were getting on, and all of a sudden, right before COVID, all that kind of stuff, then it comes back again, and that was Big Brother bringing racism back in, trying to separate the different nationalities.
Yep.
And we were getting along so well, and then all of a sudden now they start doing that. But now the nice thing about it is because during that time that we were getting along, the knowledgeable ones, I'll say that, the knowledgeable ones have seen that, and they're going, look, and they're trying to teach the sheeple, as I will call them. They're trying to teach them, like, look, don't believe what they're telling you. This is how it is. And not bringing politics into it or not, I'm not trying to bring no politics into this, but right now you can actually see where some of your past Democrats have now come up and have told them, say, look, they're full of shit. They're telling you this, and it's not really that way. They're the ones who's keeping you that way. They're the ones who's keeping you down. It's not this, it's this. The racism is not out there. It's the Big Brother that's out there.
I just think, me personally, I will still stand behind. I think it's going to be split. Just like when segregation ended, there were white folk who accepted it, and they were understanding, and they were positive about it. And then there were some, to this day, just don't like it. They still have those
right here. Matter of fact, we got a group right here in Covington, Georgia, where I'm from, that was on the Jerry Springer show.
Oh, I could have recorded the banjo music that Rob and I were dancing to earlier. Yeah, that could have been recorded about 20 minutes from my house.
Well, there was a the banjo, but don't throw that in there now, because that is good music. No, what I'm talking about was these guys from here from Covington. They went onto his stage wearing white pointed hats.
Oh, yeah. I know
that group.
I know. Oh, we got them here.
And now the thing is, what people don't realize about that too is there's different factions of that because I was a master barber. I owned a barber shop down in Atlanta for over 13 years, 2 blocks from Georgia Tech. My father, between me and my father, we had a barbershop within a square mile area of Georgia Tech for over 50 years. I cut the head guy for the International KKK. And he will tell you from the very get-go, it had nothing to do about race. Nothing.
And you see, again, that goes back.
The people they went against was mainly white, and it was the sorry ones, the ones that wouldn't take care of their families. That's who they went against. And then you got these factions that came from here, like Covington, Georgia, which they brought race into it. They use it as a racial thing. And those, I hate to say it, I won't use the word, but there's a word that a lot of them like to use that starts with the letter N. I will tell them real quick, go look in the dictionary and see what that word means, and you will see your picture, your little pointed head sitting right beside it. You are it.
See, that goes back to, though, knowing your history, doing your research.
Right. And that could be the problem with the aliens. If we got people like that, they're going to cause problems. They're going to jump in their pickup trucks.
Oh, I can guarantee there's going to be.
So you're going to have some out there, but I think in a general whole, it will be accepted more. once they
Okay.
learn that Big Brother has been trying to hide this and it now comes into the open, I will say that maybe 3/4 of the population will accept it. A
Okay.
quarter of it won't. I'll put
Now,
it. Okay, I'll go that. I will go that.
okay, that's fair. That's fair. I can see that. Now, Rob, I do have a question for you. Now, most of the extraterrestrial, alien, non-human biologic reports, a lot of it comes from the U.S. or North
Yeah.
America. There's a lot in the, Canada, Mexico, even a couple here in South America once in a while, mainly like Peru area. What about the UK? What is that community like out there? Like, do you guys in the UK get a lot of that, or is
We
it?
do.
UK gets a lot.
It's not as big as what it is in America. You don't have as many enthusiasts as what you do in America. We did have the Royal Observatory in Herstmoor Zoo that had all the big telescopes. I grew up in Herstmoor Zoo, and there was always a lot of chatter going on about what they found on the telescopes there.
Hmm.
But they were soon moved. The telescopes got moved. I think they went to Las Palmas.
Hmm.
So yeah, Wiltshire area, you get a few sightings of flashing lights in the sky, like in triangle formations. But a lot of people put it down to the army base there. But the army always say nothing to do with us. So
I love that. Even here in the US, you always see these triangular shapes or these lights in the sky, and thousands of people see them, record them, and it's always nope. There's nothing going on. Then what am I watching? I love it. I absolutely love it.
saying that, we had that here in Brighton. It was just after COVID. They had a massive party on the beach, and there was this big ring of lights in the sky, and they were going around. Everyone was filming it on TikTok. There's aliens. There's a flying saucer, and what it was down on the beach. Someone had one of these lasers that projected it up, and the lasers were just going around, so it looked like there was something up there.
Mm.
But sometimes you can debunk it. Sometimes you can be like, that's a nightclub laser, or that's like. But sometimes you look at it and you just think, no, that looks like a ship.
So I know you were talking about right now. The big thing in the UK is the moon landing. And this is just me being curious. Is there any talks on the US whistleblowers and what's going on with all that? Is that hitting the UK?
No, there's been some bits plastered over YouTube and a bit on the news about what some of the old senators saying, but a lot of the conspiracy theories at the moment is still on about COVID and that it was a government-made thing to cull the Chinese population because they were too busy, and about the moon landing because someone published a video about the flag waving. And they're like, well, there's no wind up there, so how is the flag? And now this guy's gone deeper into like trying to debunk it.
That's funny. That was a huge thing. Well, Bill, what was it, like 5 years ago? I think it was 5-6 years ago. That seemed to be the thing. I
We're
remember.
British.
That's come up quite a few different times. A few different times.
Yeah.
I mean, there's something I just saw yesterday showing that if you take close-up pictures of the lunar lander, then it could have never went through space.
Oh yeah, no, I've
seen. You got tinfoil peeling off the side of it and stuff. I mean, it was like it's a movie prop.
Well, on a positive,
and this is from the first landing. Now, this is all. May I say, this is also from the first landing.
Well, I mean,
this is done, but
if all that tin foil is peeling off of it, at least we can use it for hats. You know what I mean? So that'll work. Or get better reception.
But there's a lot of stuff though that has been coming up recently. That if you really look at it really good, it's like, that's fake. That's fake. It couldn't have been done. That's fake. And I've also seen pictures. I've seen. I'll put it like this: I have seen pictures, black and white, of course, that zoomed out. You actually saw that it was a set. that where they did the lunar landing, the first one was actually a movie set, because you actually had people in the background with lights shining them out there.
Yep, I've heard that too.
So I will say that the first, I'll say that the first one was fake. The second one, I will say, is maybe real because of the deal about the stuff that was seen and them coming back and saying that they were told for us to never come back there again, and finding the bodies of the cosmonauts. So I would say maybe that was actually the true first landing. But here's one to ponder too. When the second one came back, the astronauts, this is a conspiracy thing. You saw them when they got onto the ship, the aircraft carrier. You saw them wave, and then they immediately went inside, were quarantined. That was the last you saw of them. The people you saw thereafter on TV and that kind of stuff were body doubles. That was not the true astronauts. Because the funny thing was about it was the astronauts not there anymore, neither was their family, neither were their families. Their families were gone. They had been moved. Where they were, they no longer were. The kids were no longer in those schools. They went and they hid them. They did not want out what was seen. They did not want the truth out there. Big Brother did not want the truth out there.
Well, that's never happened before in our history.
Never. But
nowhere in the world has that ever happened.
And Kennedy was killed in Dallas, Texas, in the
motor by a heart attack.
No, he was shot by Lee Harvey Oswald. One bullet killed him. Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, we're throwing theories out there. I'm just going to say he had a heart attack. His heart definitely stopped. That did happen.
Years after that. Okay, Matt. Years after that shooting, yes, it did. Yeah. Years after.
Yeah.
Because I will put it like this: it is. I mean, I know for a fact. In Walter Reed Hospital, on one particular floor, there was one room that was guarded by Marine guards 24/7. And Jacqueline Onassis, who was known as Jacqueline Kennedy, who married the big tycoon Onassis, but Jacqueline Onassis was seen going in that room quite frequently, staying for a while and then coming out.
It's funny.
But the thing with the deal is that Kennedy was not killed completely. He was a vegetable. And then also too, that guy that just came out within the last month saying he was the one who shot Kennedy. It was not Oswald.
I heard that.
There was nobody on the grassy knoll. And I have always, from the get-go, from the 70s, when I got out of the military, I have always said the shot that did the damage. If you go back and you watch that video, and they're looking back from the front of the vehicle looking back behind them, there is an expansion bridge that goes across. The shot was taken from that bridge by a sniper.
That I believe.
Because Oswald did not do it. The shots that came from the grassy knoll was blanks. There was no shots from the grassy knoll. It was just a cover up to draw attention away from other things.
Which again, I'll restate in this little, and we'll wrap up the show with this one, which again goes back to look over here, shiny.
Yeah.
So anyway, I definitely think there needs to be a part 2 on this, because I think
part 3,
brothers, we could we could do a whole series on this. This is great. But I just want to say before we wrap up, anyone watching this is just our thoughts, our opinions, our theory on it, and we are allowed to have it. You don't like it, go somewhere else. I do, Sorry,
no,
not sorry.
Don't go somewhere else. Go research it, find out, come back and let us know we're wrong.
Well, you know what? Here's
Don't
the
go
thing.
somewhere else. I mean, I want to be told if I'm wrong. I really do, because like I said, I believe in telling the truth and telling the true subject. And if I'm wrong, I do not want to give out false information. I want you to come back and tell me. But when you come back and tell me, I'll put it like this: I want you to have proof.
Constructive
If you
criticism.
don't have proof, do not come back and say I'm wrong.
Be constructive.
Proof.
That's what being constructive is one thing.
Because I can prove the stuff I've been saying, I can prove.
I just meant, Bill, that if there's people out there, we all know them, who troll, who get upset over this stuff. You know what?
I like trolls. I like trolls myself.
I do too. I do too.
With them.
I do too. But you know,
some
these people
that
take
it.
You know, get the fuck
keyboard
out of here.
warriors.
But if you want to be constructive about it, always open. Because this is networking at its best. This is why we do what we do. Love it. But there are people out there, let's be real, who are just complete pricks.
Okay, do you remember Coast to Coast with Art Bell?
I think so.
I was on his show many a times. Art Bell. On the conspiracy stuff. Yeah, I was.
Nice. So go ahead and check that out. I'll be looking it up. But no, if you want to come back and hit us with counters, by all means,
love a good
be
debate.
constructive. Be constructive about it. Be positive.
And have
about
your
it.
proof. Have your proof.
There you go. But if you're gonna be a Karen about it, right there. Regardless,
I'll go that route.
Yeah,
I'll go that route.
Fuck off. But anyway, we definitely need to do this again. So before we go, guys, give a shout out to who you are again and where can people find you. Bill, you want to start it off?
Okay, Enigma.
Maybe not where to find you, but
Enigma is just one of my names that I use because simple reason I could care less how I'll use this. I hate to use this word, famous or people know me. I could care less about it. I just soon be an enigma, which means a question. Be questionable. But I am Wild Bill. You can catch me on Facebook. I visit a lot of different channels. People ask me to visit them quite a bit, and I do. And they I will throw my 3 cents in there every once in a while if they insist. But like I said, you can find me on Facebook. You're welcome to message me anytime. I do a lot with the paranormal. I also do a lot of around the area, George. I do a lot of cleansings and stuff. Even, I mean, I do a lot of different stuff. I work with, like, if you have children who get scared because there's a nasty something in their bedroom and they just get. If you're close enough to me, I'll come, and 90% of the time I can take care of it. And I will tell you now, anything I do, I charge nothing for it.
Respect for that.
If it's a distance away, I might ask for a contribution just to pay for gas, but that's it. For fuel, because I'm not rich. But I don't ask for anything for my services or my equipment or anything. And I really, really concentrate on trying to help out people who are having problems and they can't sleep, can't do this, can't do it, and it's bothering them because certain things are bothering them. And I try to help them to try to quell the problem, or at least to get them to understand and maybe to get it to be in a livable situation. But if you can find me on Facebook, feel free to message me. Just do me a favor. If you do, let me know who you are and if you saw me on one of the shows and that you got a question for me. Otherwise, because I have people who hit me up that I don't know who they are. They don't tell me who they are or what the deal is. And I just, unless if you give me an idea of what's going on, you might get rejected. And I don't like doing that, but it's just, if there's a reason, I'm more than willing to talk to you. If there's a reason, just let me know who and say, yeah, I saw you on Paranormal Consultant, and you said that you could always fine. I will open up to you, and we will talk. And it's just but I have people just pop out of the blue saying, "Yeah, Wild Bill, da 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 da." It's like, and you are who? And but anyways, but yeah, feel free to contact me, hit me up, whatever. If I can be of any kind of help, service, that's what I'm here for, I think.
Rock on. Yeah, same. Rob, what about you, brother? Where can everybody find you?
Facebook, YouTube, the Patrol Paranormal. We're just rebuilding our team at the moment, so we've got new team members. And then on Monday nights, I stream live with Nando, the Shadow podcast, and we stream on pretty much every platform at the moment. So I think Wild Bill's been in our podcast a couple of times.
I'm getting everybody's. I'm like a bad dream.
We're going to get you on it, Bill. We're going to get you on it.
Yeah.
Raymond, if you're watching, because you'll definitely at least watch. I know he's traveling, but he'll watch the replay. This might be your daddy. Just saying. And Liz is your mom, guaranteed. Those three are literally everywhere, folks. If you have a show, you can guaranteed Wild Bill will be there supporting you. Liz will be there, the lovely Liz, and Raymond Newsom from Newsom Paranormal when he figures out where his flashlight is. Had to take a shot. And for those of you,
hashtag Paraunity. We all need to get along together. We do. We need to work together.
It's all out of love. And
we do.
For those who don't know who I am, my name is Matt. I am paranormal consultant, host of the Paraverse, which you're watching. Try to do it every week. Or whenever the hell I feel like it. So,
sometimes twice a week.
Or three times, or whenever. I don't know. 2 in the morning.
Sometimes every night.
Yeah. Big mouth. And I have a big mouth, a camera, and a show. So yeah, and no filter.
He's
as
dangerous.
Mando likes to say, I am. My rants. Have you ever seen any of my rants, Rob?
No, I don't.
You need to watch a rant. Anyway, folks, brothers, thank you so much for joining me tonight. It's been an awesome time. We're definitely doing this again. There's definitely going to be a part 2, 3, 6, 12, 49. I don't know. We'll see how far this
ends.
Yeah. So, all right. So I guess, guys, there's only one more thing left for me to say. Y'all have yourselves a great rest of your night. Have fun. Stay safe. But as always, guys, you know it. Happy hauntings.